Hello! Oh, I'm so excited for this. I've been waiting. Ever since this was announced, I've just been, like, in a rush to finish the other two games. That was a lot to do. I'm so excited for this. That's fine. Yeah, no, this just finished downloading, so I'm ready. What's this? Oh. That should be everything. Let's not wait. Let's begin. Oh. Let's start. Trump. Showdown time. You lose. Ugh. Eek. I seem to be in a bit of a trouble. Something like that. Dead. Someone hit him hard. Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should it come to that. I'm excited! Yay! So, I have played this game when it first came out. I've only beaten the first case, so that was so long ago. I'm excited to actually get through this again and actually beat it. Panicked. Palms sweaty. I can admit I'm nervous. Oh. Ah, good morning. Oh, hello. Good morning, sir. You look tense, Justice. Wound up tight. Wound up? Sir, no, I'm loose. I'm fine. That screeching noise. Is that your voice? I suppose it to be expected. First trial and it's a homicide, I guess. Justice doesn't start small, eh? I'm fine. I got up at 5 a.m. to do my Chords of Steel voice workout. I'm fine. Ah, that explains it. I did detect a certain raspy quality to your screech. Never did it again. This smug guy. As you know, your client today is a good friend of mine. I wouldn't want to let him down if you get my drift. Drift gotten, sir. I'm all over that drift. As it happens, I dined with him the night of the murder. You can't let this case fall through. Yes, I'm fine, sir. One more thing. Oh boy. Don't say you're fine quite as much. People might take you the wrong way. Oh, you're preparing your case. You might want to introduce yourself to the client. Oh boy. My name is Apollo Justice. If it isn't clear already, I'm a new attorney, and today is my first trial. Not that I'm worried or anything. The defendant has been accused of murder. My boss wants to help me out, of course, and so do I. I mean, there's no way he did it. Not him. No way. Ugh. Oh. Whoa. Good, morning. It's all up to you today. First trial, nervous. Meeting him, cardiac arrest. I think I'm supposed to say something. Nope. So you're fine. I'm fine. Mr. Fine, isn't it? I did remember you having an odd name. Well, we're off to a great start. Are you sure you're okay? I mean, with me, Mr. Gavin is a top-notch defense attorney, and he's your friend, so why? You'll see. You can do it. Be confident. I'm really sorry this happened to you. It's time, shall we? Yes, sir. Oh boy. Talking to myself is gonna be crazy. I should probably do a voice. Oh, okay. I need to focus. First trial. Here comes justice. The court is now in session. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Defense is fine. I mean, you're ready, Your Honor. Mind going blank. Don't panic. Act too late. Oh, Ack. Your name was Mr. Justice, and this is your first trial? Yes, Your Honor. But I'm fine, really. Are you sure? Are you quite sure? Your voice sounds a bit strange. Ahem, Mr. Gavin. Yes, Your Honor. I was under the impression that you would be heading up in this case. That was my intention, yes. However, the defense attorney must always cede to his client's wishes. My client specifically requested Mr. Justice. Well, of course, he wants justice. But to entrust his case to his greenhorn? Why? I do not exaggerate when I say that you're the best defense attorney in town, Mr. Gavin. Okay, so Gavin got trial experience? Fine. But does he have chores of steel? Then let's begin. The defendant may enter the courtroom. This is truly an unfortunate turn of events. I'm sorry we had to meet again under these circumstances. Long time no see, Mr. Wright. Let's put the past behind us, shall we? These days I'm merely Phoenix Wright, piano player. Mr. Wright? How could this have happened? I won't speak further of it if the prosecution would be so kind as to explain the charges, Mr. Payne. Oh, it's you. To think I saw you enter this room, a fresh attorney. And now I see your Raven James. Ah, Winston Payne, subtle as ever I see. Ahem. The crime occurred at the Borscht Bowl Club, a Russian restaurant. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, took the victim, a customer, and hit him. Wham! On the head, smack. Killed him cold. A customer of the restaurant, you say? And the defendant, you say he was the pianist from the club, it seems. Phoenix Wright, a pianist? This is the weapon that took the victim's life. A bottle of grape juice. Oh. The court accepts this deadly bottle as evidence. A bottle of... Wouldn't that just smash into bits? All evidence is filed in the court record. Make a practice of checking it frequently. The court record. Ah, the court record. Right, I've heard that. Let's see the evidence so far. Ah. Oh. God, it's been forever since I've played this game. Well, it's completely empty. Grape juice. How long has it been since I drank grape juice? Apparently, it's Mr. Wright's favorite drink. I wonder how well it goes with borscht. I assume that's right. Huh. Shoddy Smith. April 17th, so that was 3 days ago? Boss of Gavin Law Office, first rate attorney. Shoddy Smith. I'm confident in your abilities. Handle this. Right. Just usually sounds like it's time for some hands-on action. So the victim was a customer at this restaurant? But just who was this, Shoddy Smith feller? Hey, believe. Oh god, I'm not gonna do that anymore. A traveler. According to his passport, he had been out of the country for a number of years. He had only returned to this country recently, though his place of residence is unclear. And he had some sort of connection with the defendant. That too is unclear, present, Your Honor. We believe they first met in the Borscht Bowl Club on the night of the crime. If they had only met, then why murder? Perhaps the victim cited the defendant's piano playing. That doesn't appear to have been the case. No, the motive had nothing to do with the defendant's lack of playing skills. At least not piano playing. I'll let this photo explain what I mean. As we can see, a game of poker was on the progress scene of the crime. Wait a second, isn't poker gambling? That's a crime in and of itself. Oh. Indeed, it appears our defendant has fallen to become the basest sort of criminal. Objection! Oh. Is it true that the it is true that the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim? It was only that, a game, in the purest sense, a competition, Your Honor. Competition? Yes, a test of wits, a silent clash of passions, only the cards that backs raise in blue flames. You know its final outcome. Cards on the table have blue backs, Your Honor. The defendant was waxing poetic and had attempted to mystify these present and impress women. This will be our first order of business here then. Find out more about this fatal game of cards. Very well, defendant. You will testify to the court about the poker competition held the night of the crime. My pleasure. This is it. My first trial. Here goes nothing. I'm a pianist by trade, yet I can hardly play at all. My real job is to just because we're... Oh god. The room where we play in competition in there are club's main attractions. The rules are simple. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. That's all it is. A game. And our customers are happy. No. What? Pianist who can't play piano. Better than defense attorney you can't defend. Very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination. Cross-examination! Don't blow it! Oh. Wait, you were right? You're sweating bullets. Bullets? Where? I feel like I'm going crazy. Just talking to myself. My brain feels strained and raspy, sir. You've watched me perform cross-examinations many times, but you've never done one yourself, have you? Care for a refresher? What do I do? Should I ask? No. I played the first 3 games in the Grace Attorney, all rushing to finish them all since this game was announced. I don't think I need a refresher. You know what, or you do not. I'm fine. The chords of steel are chords of steel. My weapon press and present. Finding this is lies and test when you reveal them to the court. This is the cross-examination. Learn it, know it, do it. God, that'd be great on a shirt. Learn it, know it, do it. That'd be a great motivational t-shirt. I would never lie, and it's up to me to prove it. Defense may begin the cross-examination. I'm a pianist by trade, yeah, I can hardly play at all. Well, hold it! Piano. I can hardly play. Oh, I play sometimes, when customers demand it. So I play them one song. That's usually all they want. Is this supposed to be a boast just now? The title of the pianist. A pianist is a mask, a respectable face I wear for the world at large. The why are you really at the Borscht Bowl Club? My real job is to take uninterested customers over at the poker table. Back alley, back alley poker. That would seem to be the case. I'm a professional after all. Bah! Do I detect pride in that statement? It's just hard for an honest, hard-working member of society like me to imagine. Yes, your imagination was always a bit limited, Winston. I played poker for 7 years in that living room, and I've never lost once. You see why the customers come now? Defeat the undefeated poker champion. It's quite a draw. That is, I'm quite a draw. Okay. Wait, you've never lost once? Not even one time? As I said, I'm a professional. He's played poker for 7 years and not one. Well, if he's played it at, like, for 7 years, wouldn't he have been able to get good at, like, counting cards or something? Maybe he's cheating. He'd get really familiarized with cards. The room in the crime scene photo? As an attraction? It has quite a history, actually. The Borscht Bowl Club used to be a gathering spot for black market type back in the day. Oh, black market? All in the past, things like the black market are only in the silver screen nowadays. Suffice to say that there were a lot of deals being made under the table. Right there in that room. Smoky room, gambling hoods, you know. Just looking at these pictures makes me feel bad. The bosses gather around the table, cutting deals safe from the eyes of the law. Meanwhile, a goon keeps watch through the small window. I can practically picture it now. That window does look like it would be good for people to look out, but little else. The room had a few other tricks to it, though it was common knowledge for the regulars to edit. At any rate, they come to play poker. Despite the dark past, it's all good now. Clean fun. Except someone was killed. Play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. 2 decks of cards. Simple measures prevent cheating. If you alternate 2 decks, no one can slip into cards. There's something else I noticed. In addition to the cards on the table, there are some laying scattered on the floor. Precisely, cards on the table, cards upon the floor. Cards against humanity. Each one forming a couple decks. A crime scene painted blue by sets with cards with poetic ruling. Incidentally, we used 2 types of cards at the club. One deck of the cards was red, the other blue. As I recall, in poker, you make 5 cards hands. I can see how it would be easy to cheat. Hey, yes, a game of hands. Oh, so he has been cheating. Oh. This competition you're talking about, I believe the court understands the nature of the game sufficiently. That's right, it was a simple game affair of all. Are you sure? People are not murdered over simple games, Mr. Justice. Defendants were in the room at the very moment the crime occurred, yet you claim no connection to the crime. Now that's strange. What's strange? I was testing over the competition that night. Asking me about the crime at this point is against the rules, Your Honor. Of course, I expect to hear a cry of objection from the defense. Actually, let that one sir? Right. There's something I'd like to be clear. Namely, your connection to the case at hand. And I'd like to hear it from you. Very well, the defendant will amend his testimony. Just one little press, and I've got myself a whole new testimony. I believe silent regarding the murder, but I will say I never touched the murder weapon. Oh, isn't his fingerprints on it? Yeah. Objection! That is intense. So you say you didn't touch the murder weapon. This grape juice bottle? Right? So I said. Something the matter, Mr. Justice? Hee hee hee. Too bad our new defense attorney never learned how to play dumb. What is this, Mr. Payne? I examined the bottle in question, you see, and it was covered with the defendant's fingerprints. Jack. Shout, Mr. Justice, I can hear you just fine. Excess yelling can damage the judge's ear, in our case. But what about my cores of steel? Anyway, what's so strange about the fingerprints on the bottle at a restaurant? Oh, that's true. The princess. I forgot that's what he sounds like. I'm not doing that voice. Oh, they wouldn't have proved a thing if they were normal fingerprints. Huh? But the fingerprints on the murder weapon were upside down. Upside down? What does that mean? It means he was holding the bottle inverted, and there could be only one reason for that. Yes. Two brains in the bottle. Ah. Mr. Gavin, I think things might just turn for the worse. Oh, I see no problem, just this. This guy's so smug! The only thing that matters is the truth. There's good reason for everything you see. Defendant, can you explain the fingerprints on the bottle of the court? I stand my plea of silence regarding the murder. For now. Not very cooperative, are you? This could hurt your case. I'm sure he's uncooperative because he's hiding something. There must be some. Objection! What might that be, Mr. Gavin? In the night of the crime, who was it that reported the murder to the police? Reported? Well, that was the defendant, Mr. Wright. But still, that... Really now? Really? Yes, well, according to the case file, the murder was reported from near the scene by a call from the defendant's cell phone. Near the scene? Let's take a look at the diagram of the murder scene, shall we? There's a small room. He was murdered in a small room in a basement, yeah. And 2 floors down on the ground level. Of course, cell phones can't get reception so far. The defendant used the stairs in this hallway to go above ground. The call came from the 1st floor at the restaurant. I see, and this is the phone that made the call. The defendant notified the police from the restaurant on the 1st floor. The defendant could have just fled the scene of the crime if he so chose, yet he fulfilled his duty as a citizen and reported to the authorities. And you claim he is being uncooperative? I am so aloof. Nice save, Mr. Gavin. I'd better not waste this. I think the prosecution has toyed with our client enough for the time being. Toyed? I assure you, no one is more serious about... What was it you said? The defendant was in the room the very moment the crime occurred? How can he possibly know that? That is a good question. How indeed? The answer is simple, Your Honor. The prosecution has a decisive instance. Yee-haw-haw. You're as good as they say you are. So someone else was in the room on the night of the crime. That must mean the witness to the crime. Everything up till now has been a warm-up to justice. Are you ready? Very well. The prosecution may call its first witness to the stand. Oh. The witness will state her name and profession. Hold on just a minute. Where's the witness? She's right there. Defendant's demonic looking horns. So he's a little hair gel. Relax, people. Have no fear. If any horns are pointing in the direction of this court, I will cut them down. Oh. You are sure? I swear it on my gavel. Please, come out. Isn't violence against hair a crime, Your Honor? You're so sure that is okay. Oh. Oh. Will the prosecution care to explain the witness's paraphernalia? Yes, she is a professional, Your Honor. These are merely the tools of her trade. And that would be, my name is Olga Orly. I'm employed as a waitress in Borscht Bowl Club restaurant. And why the camera? Of course, it is my pride to serve Borsk. That is a naming restaurant. But I also perform, how it is said, other services. I take it this is one of the other services, taking the picture. Oh, she's Russian. Like this, like for example, this one. That's the defendant's Indeed, on the night of the murder, the man in white hat is one who is gone kaput. Oh, he's wearing the necklace that Wright's wearing. Hola, hola. This is quite a piece of evidence. Is casually dropped in Azori's laps. It is the same as it is same way as I drop cold bowl of borscht on lap of customers. Casually. Wait, does she like pour it on them, or does she sit on the table? I just like to imagine that she's just like dropping the entire pot on them. The court will casually accept this new evidence. Olga's photo added to the court record. Now witness, where were you at the time of the murder? I was in room. Oh, I forgot our voice. The hideout, we call it. Excuse me, the hideout. It's his room where famous gangster bad guy. Oh, bad guy. That's terrible. Was arrested. His the room where murder took place. You look of utter surprise. It is lovely. I will post I can't do her voice anymore. Da. The photos would be numbered, and you would correct which one you want to keep. So there are 3 people in the room at the time of the crime. The victim, Shadi Smith, Mr. Wright, and Olga Orley. Oh, Gorley? Like Garley? Is that name? Garley? Our witness, and if Mr. Wright isn't the killer, that means... Very well, witness. You will testify to the court about the night's events. Witness testimony. Fateful night. That night, the customers asked me to deal cards for game. It was cold. Both players played with hats on. The victim, he plays full time with his hand on locket of his neck. Then last hand is done. This will be terrible what's happened. The man flew at the victim and strangled him to death. That's wrong. That is completely wrong. Incidentally, who won the game? Isn't it obvious? The winner was the victim, Mr. Objection! Oh gosh. That's ridiculous. Because Mr. Wright can't lose. Justice. Maybe you can come up with a more legitimate objection. But he hadn't lost in years. 7 years. Take it from me, kid. It happens. It doesn't I didn't lose my first case 7 years ago as a prosecutor either. Incidentally, I have some errors. I can't read poker. I can't read cards, so I don't I don't know who's who. Oh, this is the guy that won. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he went all in. The hand and chips on this side belong to the defendant. That's great. These on the far right, so far side belong to the victim, Mr. Smith. Chips, you say? I mean, yes, imagine that poker is war. Your head is your army, and the chips are the spoils. I think that's a good analogy for poker. Yeah. Chips are on the victim's side of the table. Chips photo added to the courtroom. Very well, the defense may cross the game. I know exactly what to press, which is wrong. Skip. Present. Wrong. Objection! God, it's so loud. Oh, really? Strangled, you say? That's odd. Nah, normal customer only choke on borscht. Well, that's not good. No, I mean the report shows that the victim died of a blow to the head. Miss Orley, oh! Did you witness the crime? Eek. Oh, impressive. Looking at the picture, it doesn't seem like he was hit. He's still wearing his hat and everything. Yet it is the fact that he was hit, Your Honor. Okay, yeah. He's bald. It kind of looks like Avatar. Here's the photo we took of the victim of his hat off during the investigation. That's quite shocking, isn't it? His head certainly was hit. But I haven't seen it yet happen. The defendant, he lunged to the victim's neck. Oh really, Miss Orley? I think I've caught you in your own lie this time. I admit your enthusiasm, but perhaps we should think this through once more. What do you mean? I found a contradiction. There's one thing in our testimony that troubles me. I see that we should continue the cross-examination. There's such a thing as thinking too much. This horse is dead. Let's stop beating it. There is such a thing as thinking allowed too much too. The night customer asked me to give the car as it was cold. Both players, he plays the whole time with his locket on him. Like, do I present? I present this, I think. Right? Objection! Yes. You know, there is one curious part of her testimony, just like Mr. Gavin said. But what does it mean? Mr. Justice, would you care to explain what it is that you're thinking so intensely about? Recall the testimony, Your Honor. The victim played with his hand-on locket at his neck, I believe she said. I hope you aren't about to raise an objection to the witness's grammar. No, but look at this photograph. Do you see a locket on the victim's neck? Well done, Justice. I'm impressed. I knew you'd be able to handle this. But what does it mean? If we were to believe this witness's testimony as is, then the locket disappeared following the victim's death. Lockets don't just disappear, Your Honor. It's quite simple when you think about it. If the locket is gone, someone must have taken it off, no? Taken it off? Wait, don't mean the defendant wasn't strangling the victim at all. He was taking off his locket. Wouldn't that explain it? Oh. What do you have to say for this? Say. Yes. I just noticed this, but you have something hanging around your neck, don't you? You mean this? Yes, it's a locket. It's a photo of my daughter. Mr. Wright, you have a daughter? Confirmed at the time of the arrest, this picture in the locket is indeed Mr. Wright's daughter. So Mr. Wright has a locket too. Why don't I buy that this is just a coincidence? Just stole a guy's child. Well now, if the result of this poker game led to murder, perhaps we should hear a bit more about the outcome of the game. Further testimony won't be necessary. It's clear the defendant lost badly. I can't read cards, so I'm just gonna assume yeah. You will testify to the court about the game played between the victim and the defendant. Yeah. You should begin with 3,500 points in the chips of each man. House chips comes in two sizes, small and large. The one who was winning, it was victim. For last hand, defendant played with all chips on table and lose. The moment loss was decided, defendant grabbed bottle from table and... Indeed, looking at the picture, just to be a one-sided game. As the court knows, was the defendant's life. Failure must have been a bitter pill this... God, murdering someone over losing a poker game. I've done it in a fit of rage, Your Honor, and now I regret what I've done. The common tale, but true. Methinks the judge watches too many old movies. Mr. Wright said he hasn't lost the 7 years, so this must be wrong. Oh, I wonder... Are they glitched. I can't stop. Borscht. There's the grape juice. Where are the red cards? Last hand, it was the largest points of any hand. The defendant hand is excellent. He tries to use it to take victim from behind. Oh, not literally. The card hands. I was confused. I was like, what do you mean they're both hands? Okay. The victim, Mr. Smith, had a strong hand than the defendant and crushed it. I believe that explains what occurred next. Once card laid down on the table, it happens. When it lost, it was decided the man grabs the bottle from the table and... Oh, hello. Wow! The battery's being held with a piece of tape. That's not something to be so excited about. Can I take off the tape? That seems important to take off the tape. Okay. He looks so homeless in that. Moment lost. And what happened next? Even to think of it now, I shake and tremble. I do believe such things would have happened. What such thing? I believe I had no idea how could such thing occur. Out with it! The defendant had been hitting victim. Saw a ball coming down on the victim's head. Eyewitness saw the very moment of the crime. I know. Hold it! I don't think I'm gonna get any of this. 1 second. Get that. I wanna text skip. Yes, I want that on. That. Oh, no, I do not want that like that. That's better. Not special, usual game, usual rules. Each man began with 3,500 points, and the total would be, 7,000 points. It's a calculus. It's not even long division. House chips come in 2 sizes, small and large. Chips in this photo, all the chips that were used. Of course, fishy about these chips. Should I press over? Yes. We could explain a bit about these chips. Please, a bit about these chips. Oh, boys. Poker chips are poker chips. They're not fish and chips, not a chip off the old block, not a motorcycle cop, not a... Now that I've pressed her, I'd better ask something. What are these chips worth? Are they dollars, rubles, even? As I've been saying, the key is not gambling, hard preps, cap. 100,000. Well, not enough chips, I think. One kind of chip is worth 100, the other is worth 1,000, 2 kinds in all. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 400, 1,400. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9,000. 200? That is a lot of chips. I don't. There's too many chips in there.
Hold
To be honest, I have no idea why. Like, quite a favorite thing for you. We are not in kindergarten. Sorry, fine. But I think it's something to ask. And quick. The 2 types of chips. Small ones are 100 and the big ones are 1,000. Right. Is that all? You can go great. He's trying to embarrass me like that. Oh, he's bad. It's a clear contradiction of the phrase. Oh, he's really bad. No, go back here. This is wrong.
Objection!
So intense. You sure it was the victim who won? Absolutely sure. Seems our new attorney is a bit confused. A glance at the picture is enough to tell who won. If you're not in kindergarten. Everyone's obsessed with it being in kindergarten. This is safety's sake. Could you explain the problem to the court? Of course, Your Honor. In this photo, I see small chips, and I see large chips. Why, the big ones, of course. Duh. Oh, I thought. Oh. The totals? Let's review what the witness told us. Each man started with 30,500 points in chips, and the combined total value of the chips was 7,000 points. Yes, if my calculations are correct, let's see, 3 plus 1 carry the 5. They are, Your Honor. Now, look at this photo that allegedly shows all the chips. If the big chips are worth 1,000 points, and the small chips are worth 100, and you add them up, how much is that? Do it yourself. You are the kindergarten, are you? 10,600 points. The chips don't add up. This is clearly contradiction. Try the shit with testimony. How? What? Could this happen? Exactly, Justice. Now that you know what, the what, you must determine. Oh, God, I can't read. Starting points are wrong. Chips count was wrong. Both are right. There's only one plus one way to explain this question. Starting the points. Chips count was wrong. Both are right. What does that mean? Oh. No, Phoenix was winning. Where do I do that? Chip count was wrong? This one? The odd thing here is that the number of chips... Uh-oh. Oops. Nah, ooh, that's wrong. This one? Each man began with the game 3,500 points. 3,500, whatever. No. If all the chips were indeed shown in the photograph, then there could be only one answer. Well, what is it? The value of the chips was the other way around. What? Want to know what I think? The small chips were worth 1,000 points, not the big ones. Madness, utter madness. Show me the photograph of the chips. There are 6 small chips, then 10 large chips. Why? That makes 7,000 points when you add them all up. It's almost as though you figured it out by yourself. Is that sarcasm? Wait, the value of the chips may be different, but that changes nothing. Indeed, the victim did have a large number of chips still. No, he didn't. Exactly. If the victim's chips were 1,000 points and the large chips are 100, let's do a little math, shall we? Add up the points to each side of the table. The victim, Mr. Smith, had 2,900. Yep. Was winning that night after all. My client had even less reason to kill the victim. After all, he was winning. Yarg. Now, Miss Orly, you must have known the true value of the chips, since you were there at the scene of the crime, weren't you? Was she like, that'd be amazing if she wasn't actually a waitress, she was just like, just a passing civilian that was just peeking through the window. It appears our defendant has lost his motive, and Mr. Wright's supposed defense never happened. Really good. We must now ask ourselves rude. Excuse me? What is it, Miss Orly? I did not want to be saying this, but actually, you see, you see what, Miss Orly? What do you see? The last hand, there was a cheat. Cheat? You don't mean a trick? A gaff, a bamboozle, a red herring, a snare? Scam? Yes, there is. Cheat in left hand. This is what gave ends with chips as they are. Great, just great. First we were lying, now we're cheating. Okay, certainly it's taking a turn for the interesting. Liz, you will please testify to the court. Tell us about the cheating in the final hand. The final hand. Last hand, both men had full houses. There is 4 of each card in the deck. Ace to king. If you look at both men's hand cheat is more obvious. Next moment, the game together. Defendant's trick was exposed. He took bottle in his hand. Poor Mr. Smith. Miss Orly, why did you not tell the court about this from the very beginning? I thought I smelled a cover up here. Well, folks, it's time to throw back the covers. Full house is a very high-scoring hand, no easy to make. In my experience, that alone is enough to suspect less than scrupulous tactics. What's a full house? Oh, please don't tell me I have to know what cards make up a full house. I'm not good at this. Oh no. 1 pair, 2 pair, 3 of a kind. Sure, no problem. 2 cards with the same number make a pair, and 3 make 3 kind. Good. And now picture a hand with a 1 pair and 1 3 king kind. It's a full house. Doesn't sound very easy to make, does it? Each player's hand in this photo. Oh, they both have full houses. Oh. Okay, we forgot that there's an easy way to make a full house, and it's to go undefeated for 7 years and cheat. Yeah, he's probably been cheating for the past 7 years. Who's ever heard of a professional con man losing when they cheat? Well, it happens. The final hand. The last hand, both men had full houses. There's 4 of each kind in the dark from ace to king. If you look at both men's hands, cheat is more obvious. The next moment, game becomes argument. Then cheat is supposed to be full hand.
Hold it!
How is it clear? No, wait, it's not a cheat because 2 cards. One red and 1 blue, so they had a 5th ace. I had 3 aces. The Mercer had 2. Obviously cheating with a foot, or perhaps I should say a hand. Okay. That was a Ben's joke. That's 3 aces and that's 2. It's 5 aces. No! That's wrong.
Objection!
I like throw the entire the text at her face. It appears the witness is mistaken. Mistaken? But my name... Look, this piece of evidence clearly contradicts what you said in your testimony. That's the photo of the chips, is it not? Justice, perhaps you ought to explain your point and the why that judge can't comprehend. In other words, use your finger to point out what... There's only 2 aces.
Take that!
So intense. Miss Orley, in your testimony, you made the following claim. Mr. Smith's hand was 3 aces. But as you can clearly see, the victim had only held 2 aces. Eek. Your voice. Well, maybe the victim witness simply confused. Perhaps it was the defendant's hand that held the 3rd ace.
Objection!
Take another look at the evidence. As you can see, the defendant also had 2 aces in his hand. Where's the 5th ace? I see cheating, right? And it's going on right here in this courtroom. 2 aces each player hand does make 4 aces total. Hardly proof of cheating. Wait, please. It's true. I've seen it. The 5th ace. It was cheating. I swear to you. That's odd. She must be lying, yet she's most sincere. I've seen her all day. You're right. I trust to Mr. Gavin. Who knows what lies in stores for us in the trial ahead. Your Honor, if I may, I have a suggestion. What might that be, Mr. Gavin? If you don't mind, perhaps we might examine the actual cards. Mr. Payne? Yes. The player hands that night were set aside as evidence, are they not? The defense would like to request that the cards be shown to the court. Prosecution will submit this evidence. Which will you examine? The victim's cards or the defendant's cards? For the cheating, now which of these? Well, yeah, the victim's hands, I think. That was changed over the course of the witness testimony. The defense requests time to examine Mr. Smith's card. If you would, very well. Oops. Well, time's a wasting. Get to justice. Oh. When examining the evidence, be sure to view it from all sides of the angles. Using the turn it every way in the that should give you a better perspective on the case. Okay, let's do this. Wait! Oh, wait! Oh. That's one of these things is not like the other. Your Honor, look at this. One of these victims' cards. That's different color. Egg. That's impossible. But I put that card in. Oh no. She's cheating. I really said, I have eek. Your Honor. Mr. Gavin, yes? Tell me, what is the easiest way to cheat at poker? To cheat? I'll tell you. One merely needs a friend and a comrade, shall we say. The dealer. Wait, so you mean this witness, Miss Orley? She's the cheater. A professional, I'd wager. Order. Time to take it. Oh, that's terrible. Please recall the testimony we just heard. Poor choice of words. But I put the card in. Yeah, and we don't need a flashback for that. Spare to cheat. No. Client. Victim. This music sounds like something that play at like a basketball arcade game. Not only did she cheat, she cheated poorly. Therefore, it's not hard to imagine an altercation between her and the victim. Ooh, you're pinning the murder on her, Miss Olga Orley. O'Gorley. Gorley. Let's just say it's O'Gorley. Time for justice. There's 3 people in that room at the time of the incident. And if Mr. Wright isn't guilty, that means I am guilty. Oh, she's dead. Oh. Who gets the lobster? Mr. Payne, where's your witness, Miss O'Gorley? It appears she has lost consciousness. This justice, Your Honor. Seems you presented the new possibility to the court, one suggesting a connection between the witness and the victim, Mr. Smith. That means this court cannot pronounce a verdict of the defense. Wait, I did it. I held out. I see no point in prolonging this trial for this day. The prosecution will need to make further.
Objection!
Mr. Wright, you can't end the trial here, Your Honor. Not yet. What nonsense is the defense doing now? Think, what if the cards had a different color in the back? Don't you wonder what it means? What are you doing, Mr. Wright? Raising objections right when you're about to get off the hook? Ridiculous. Mr. Wright, you of all people should know Mr. Wright's talent for the ridiculous. I was gonna say the talent for the piano. Perhaps we should get to the bottom of things. Let's clear up the facts about the game that fateful night. As was said before, we alternated between 2 decks of cards that night. That was said before. 2 decks of the club were different colored backs, blue and red. 1 color per card deck. Why use different colored backs? If we use the same color, the 2 decks might get mixed. We used different colors and they still got mixed up. We used the red deck for the last game. I see, but that's odd. For the same reason, I had the suspicion that you were using the blue deck cards. Me too. I'm sure someone said something about blue cards. What? I think that they were cheating. Oh, the blue decks were on the table. To indicate cheating, yet the card raises 2 serious questions. Apollo? Yes. Let's consider the first question, shall we? Think. In the last game, when was the card swapped? When? There were 3 broad possibilities here. It could have been swapped before the murder, during the murder, or after the murder. Well, yeah, thanks to the new bulletin, Mr. Wright. Of course, it was... Ooh, it might be as simple as you think, Mr. Wright, or it might not be. I'd like to hear what Apollo thinks first. When do you think the cards were swapped? Maybe after the murder, wouldn't it? Perhaps it happened after the murder? Okay. What's the point of cheating after the hand has been shown? That's silly.
Objection!
Yes, but tell me. How did you swap cards during the game? I'll take silly over impossible. Take it from me, son. There's a lot of silly in this world, but very impossible. Even when the backs of the cards are different colors. If you pulled that during the game, you'd be caught in no time. Quite true. That would mean that the blue cards in question were swapped after the hands were shown. After the game. Okay, this is going past silly and straight into crazy. I ask again, what's the point of cheating after the game is over? Who would do that? Who indeed? That's one of the mysteries before us. Yes, a simple yet. Yeah, I will say, Pain is not as annoying as he is in the other games. He's definitely just like... He's still annoying, it's just that he feels like he's just going along for the ride. He's like, I'm done with this. Just get this over with. The game and the murder is done. The victim is dead. The only 2 remain in the room alive, that is. Defendant Phoenix Wright and our witness Olga Orly. Okay, so who was it that swapped the blue cards and red cards? The only thing we can make much of Olga. She was trying to cover up the evidence of cheating.
Hold it!
Okay. So cards are from the wrong deck. Blue cards and red cards. Mixing cards from the wrong deck when they pass. I remember that you're talking about Olga. She was the dealer. Okay, so a different person. It's Phoenix Wright himself. The one who swapped the cards was Mr. Phoenix Wright. It was you, wasn't it? Because you're the murderer. That makes sense. I'm a nice guy, but I'm not that nice. If you would like more dropping the card win, okay, so this is someone else. When I swapped the cards, it wasn't Mr. Wright, of course. And well, it doesn't seem like it would have been Olga or either. That makes make sense for you to name Miss Orly. I did, but she was the one who got the cards, right? I just can't believe she would make the mistake of swapping the wrong card. Oh yeah, that makes sense. If the card was swapped during the game, it would be obvious. He. Something you'd like to share with the court, Mr. Wright? My apologies, Your Honor. I was thinking of how much fun all this was. How about confusing? I have no idea what the defense is. He really has no idea what's going on. Alright, sorry, just technical. If the one who swapped the cards wasn't the defendant, and it wasn't Miss Orby, then who was it? Yeah, well, that is the question, isn't it? Precisely. Huh? I can't believe we're about to see this case take a new direction. New direction? Had someone make 2 critical mistakes. I'm sure you're gonna tell us. The first was swapping the wrong color. Because the one who did the swap didn't know the 2 colors the cards were being used. Wait. Oh. The other mistake was the number of the cards. Right. The person replaced the 5th ace. With the king. I'm sure whoever swapped it wasn't expecting it to be a 5th ace after all. It's the guy literally got lucky and pulled an ace. Oh wait, no. All they knew was that the game had been won with a full house. They picked up king from the table. Oh, never mind. Putting the case before this person doesn't exist. True, not until now, but you have to admit the possibility of a 4th person. Well, it's more than a possibility. There was someone else there the night of the scene of the crime. I believe the judge spoke truthfully earlier. You do make trials ridiculous, Mr. Wright. Trial has proceeded on one central assumption, namely that at the time of the incident there was only 3 people in the court, 3 people in the room. I believe this new evidence, shall we say, overturned this assumption. The problem is that you chose to conceal this information from the court. I suppose that is a problem, yes. Court is adjourned for a brief recess. Mr. Gavin, I'll see you in my chambers during the recess. Certainly, Your Honor. Very well, the trial will resume in 20 minutes. Well, I think it's a good stopping point for now. Save. Ooh. Yeah, that's a good stopping point for now.